Antisocial Social Club is officially back for their Fall/Winter 2020 collection, dropping this Saturday, August 1st at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Before we get into the video and start looking at the stuff that they've shown off so far, I'm recording this Thursday afternoon at like 5 o'clock, so there will obviously be pieces that are teased after this video goes up, so I'm not going to be able to cover all the pieces, though the large portion of the drop or the collection that is dropping will be covered in this video, and we'll at least be able to get some sense of what is dropping from what has already been teased. It's also important to note that a lot of the big items, things like jackets and collaborations, usually aren't shown off until right before the drop, so we will be missing out on those, and I think for the most part those are usually the best items from the drop, most creative in my opinion. It usually ends up to pan out that way. So if you guys are interested in seeing those, I'll leave a link to their Instagram where they show off all their teasers or all the product images before the drop, so you guys can go check that out Saturday morning or like Friday night to get even better idea of what is dropping. But with that being said, we have a lot of stuff to look at and a lot of stuff to talk about, so we'll jump into it, and I'll throw up the images right here while I look at them down here. So if you guys see me looking off screen, that's where I'm looking. To start things off, we have the announcement post, which is an antisocial ice cube. Really reminded me of the Palace ice tray that dropped this season, I believe, like early this season. But yeah, moving forward, we'll just like quick skim through the lookbook pieces because a lot of these pieces are actually shown off. We have this v-neck, which is ridiculous. We'll see that later. We have this hoodie, which I think is like the dice one. I don't know, we'll see it later. But the overall like theme of this, or you can tell that the lookbook was actually shot at a hockey rink. You can look, they did like a custom painting of the rink itself for Antisocial. You'll see Antisocial spelled out. We have some more stuff going on here, and the lookbooks are always kind of interesting because not everything that they're wearing is going to be shown off. Like we saw earlier, a girl in a jacket. We have some slides here, though. Obviously the stuff with the Antisocial branding on it will be for sale. We'll get a look at this full, almost like a pajama set later. We got this like label tee, but yeah, things like that skirt and like those boots and stuff aren't going to be for sale. It's always kind of interesting how they model their stuff. Got the like @ sign there. Another take on almost like a 3D, like an old school red and blue 3D hoodie that they have, and they've done a design very similar to this in the past, which can honestly be said for like everything Antisocial. A lot of it's very similar to what they've already done. We don't see a whole lot of creativity or new designs coming out of every season. But yeah, we're just, breezing through this lookbook just because we have the official product images afterward. I don't think we have one for this hoodie though. It looks like some kanji of some sort, or some type of text. You also have this like cluttered all over print on the hat, which we will see later. I don't know if this repeat shirt is up. I don't know if they've teased this one. Almost looks like a door tag or like a parking tag or something, but it just says Antisocial all over it. And then we're getting into the accessories, which I'm not sure if they always tease them this early, but I think they teased the majority of the accessories, so that's kind of cool. We have first off this ice tray. Obviously we saw earlier that Antisocial ice cube, but you've got a ton of different designs. You have 747, kind of the racing, or I always thought it was kind of similar to like a comic, Antisocial spell out on the top right. Then you have a rose on the middle right. You have Get Weird, which is a saying they use a lot. And then you also have I Still Feel the Same, which I thought was just the name of the season, like last season, but I guess they're really sticking with how they feel in the sense that it is still the same. We also have this custom Zippo lighter, which I believe Antisocial always does a Zippo, but this time we have, I think it's a Nissan Skyline. It didn't look too close, like an R34, but you have it in a yellow colorway, pink stripe, and then some pink detailing on the side. It says Antisocial on the top, and then World Championship Team, I believe it says, and then the number 8. All right Zippo, but I don't know, man, not crazy. I'd rather just see like the custom Hot Wheel rather than like a car on a lighter personally. We also have this calculator, which is kind of cool. I don't know, I'm more of a T83 or TI83. We're also getting some incense, which I think they do incense most seasons. We also have this pajama set. I want to say it's a pajama set. Like the inside looks like it's kind of like a softer satin material. I'm not crazy about the bottoms, but I do like the top. The top is cool. That being said, they are showing it off together, so I'm thinking maybe it will be a set. It'd be cool if you could just purchase the top by itself, but yeah, maybe that won't be the case just because of how it's pictured right here. But if you can't get the top, it might be kind of cool. And I think they might have some different colorways. I believe they have like a lime green and then like a dark like gray version of it dropping as well. Kind of look like from some of the teases that are coming up. We also have this, I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but like the face mask for sleeping, just, put it over your eyes. That's what it is. We have it in this like almost flesh colorway, and then I think it also comes in a black colorway. I'm just going back. Yeah, they don't have any other colorways shown off. Moving forward, we have this bike lock. It's just a bike lock. Kind of cool, kind of a cool accessory. And I also forgot to point these out earlier, but they showed up in one of the lookbook pictures. Basically, you just got the branding on the waistband and then the logo on the thigh. Just the shape of these look kind of weird. They look like they're almost more of like a compression short rather than like a boxer brief. Just the shape of it's kind of strange. Really, like on this black colorway, it looks weird too. Then you also have it coming in this white colorway. And I don't know, it's not crazy. I really don't like the pink camo ones. It's just too much for me. So next up we have the shoulder bags for the season, and I'm actually a fan of these ones. I like the font they used on the shoulder strap as well as the font that they have on the bag itself, and then on the bottom they have a little like antisocial tag. I believe it says antisocial anyway, but yeah, just antisocial plastered everywhere on this thing really. And the colorway is pretty cool. I believe last season they used like 10 different fonts and a bunch of different colors, but this season I like it. We have this kind of like gold or mustard along with the maroon. It's a cool colorway, and then just kind of like a classic black and pink. But anybody going for these, I'm not sure if they've changed the silhouette too much or like the material too much, but I've seen some pictures or some close-ups of the older shoulder bags, and they look like they're very, very like cheap material, a lot of issues with them. So if you do decide to go for one of those, keep that in mind. Moving forward, we have this like plastic tote, or like some type of see-through tote that's also glitter, it appears to be. I don't know, pass for me. Hopefully it's cheap anyway. I'm the bandana boy, as you guys know. I love bandanas, but this one we got like a sushi bandana. I'm not crazy about sushi, so I'm gonna avoid it, but I thought it was kind of interesting. We have like in the end it's just me and you or whatever, but spelled in some strange order, or like arranged in some strange order where we get some kind of weird reading issues or whatever, I guess. I don't know. Moving on, we got some slides. These are more similar to like the tote that we just saw, where they're this clear material and then also glittery. Comes in a black colorway as well. We got some close-ups there if you guys are interested in those. And then moving on, we also have the face masks, and I actually have an antisocial face mask that I've been using. I think it's over there, but I've been using that for like coronavirus and everything. Yeah, get the face mask out when you go places, obviously with how things are. But I was actually a fan of this one. I think Antisocial like over brands their face masks. This one obviously still the case. There's a bunch of stuff on it, but I just think this one works a little bit better. Like the text makes sense, whereas usually it's like Antisocial and a bunch of random stuff, which I know you could still argue that you have like Antisocial and then 747 on it, but personally I just think like with the regrets and then the like caution sign, it almost comes off as more of like a warning label, which are cluttered, which contradicts what they usually do, is just clutter it. So I feel like this like kind of creates a context where all the clutter is kind of acceptable or necessary, I guess. But moving forward, we also have this one. Not as much of a fan of as this one. I think it's either like a rose or a dragon, and then you also have the Antisocial logo throughout that design. And then to match the pajama set that we saw earlier, we have this checkerboard, this bright checkerboard with Antisocial on it, which I don't think this one's too bad either. Pretty loud face mask, I guess, though, so if you're trying to match it to your outfit, this might be a little difficult unless you buy that pajama set and wear it with the face mask. We also have socks, and I swear we've seen this like same exact print or dyeing of the socks, just with different Antisocial branding. We also have matching socks for the pajama set, and this one, it looks like it's meant to match, but that magenta almost looks like it's a different shade than we've seen on the other pieces. But yeah, this is why I was saying we might get two colorways of the pajama set, because we have this version of the sock as well. We also have this kind of like interesting, almost like acid wash sock. Kind of looks like lightning almost, with this like underwater effect, I guess you could also say. And then we have some barbed wire socks. Not crazy about those. Comes in 2 different colorways. I will say the white version is a little bit better. Moving on, we have this like bubble fisheye design where it's just antisocial logo on the back with this like bulge in it, and then on the front it says "see right through you." I saw some people saying they liked this. Here's a close-up of the design, but personally I'm not crazy about it. As always, we have some camo stuff coming in, both kind of like an urban camo. The top one obviously purple, bottom one like orangish, but I don't care for the antisocial logo that they have on it. We also got this coming in some camo tees, and I don't like this like skewed perspective of the logo. I just think it's kind of weird. They have it on the front and the back, the same logo. You can see it up close there. Just, I don't know, not a fan of that. We have a checkered spello on these hoodies coming in a couple different colorways, and then also if you guys look closely you can see that there is some sleeve text. I think it's just antisocial spelled out vertically. Then we also have these receipt t-shirt designs where it's just like an antisocial receipt printed on the front, and on the back you have an antisocial logo coming in a couple different colorways. Here's a close-up of the receipt. What happens when this happens? What happens when this happens? Alright. We also have this dice design, just the antisocial logo, and you got dice all over it, and then on the sleeve you also have some dice going down, or I guess the sleeves you have dice going down. Here's a close-up of it. I mean, I'm not a fan of this, but at least they did change up the dice a little bit. You can see they have the logo on it, so you really have a bunch of antisocial logos on this one, and then they have Get Weird on it as well, but I'm not feeling those. We have this kind of like cube or this box with antisocial branded all over it. And then you also have Fall Winter 2020 on it. The close up of the design for you guys. Once again, I don't care for that at all. We have this like Gatorade design. I thought it was interesting they didn't include like an orange lightning bolt. Maybe we will see an orange lightning bolt because, you know, Gatorade, I think their bolt is usually orange, which this, I don't know if it is the exact same lightning bolt as Gatorade, but it looks very similar, and definitely reminded me of that. You know, maybe it'd be cool to see like orange colorway with like a blue lightning bolt or something like that. Probably the worst piece in my opinion. We have this antisocial v-neck on the front. We have antisocial, social club on the back, and then also a logo on the back as well for some reason. And people just aren't making v-necks anymore, and I think they're phased out by now. It's interesting. Antisocial's always kind of like having this older aesthetic with a lot of their designs too. They look like they're stuck in the like early 2000s or, you know, Microsoft Paint era. But moving on, we also have these tank tops, which I think are a lot better than what is above them. Just the antisocial logo. It looks like they might have like an interesting wash on the garment as well. When you look at the bottom right one, that pink looks like it has a little wash to it. We have some more graphic tees coming up. Usually antisocial does this, where it's like they'll put their logo and then a location. Looks like we have Arkansas, Florida, Nevada, and California. I like this take on it. Usually they just do like the logo and then a name of a city below it, obviously states this time, but I think it's also cool that the flowers in each one are changing. I'm not exactly sure which flower they all are, but I'm guessing they might be like every state's flower. That makes sense and be kind of cool. But yeah, here we got some close-ups. We also got Montana, so it looks like they might be doing quite a few because there's at least 5 shown off there. Next up, we have a coloring book design where it's just like a page from a coloring book, and then all the sections are numbered and all the numbers correspond to a color, so you can go and color it in like a coloring book. Also kind of cool on the front, they have that like color scale where it has all the different like light to dark or whatever underneath the logo, which I think is kind of interesting. Not necessarily a cop for me, like I'd still pass it up, but I can definitely respect this more than most of their other designs. Moving on, we also have these kind of like template or spray paint template designs, which it's just same thing on the chest and then on the back, which we see a lot from Antisocial. A bunch of different colorways. You have this like overspray from where you would put the like template down to spray paint it. So I think this top design is another one that has a lot of potential. Front, I believe, has like a claw mark going through it. It's almost like an event horizon. You got like the sun coming up over the earth. On the bottom, I'm not exactly sure what this is a nod to. Kind of almost reminds me of the Ichi the Killer stuff that Supreme had with that spelling, the like kind of different sizing of the letters. Kind of interesting for social. They have the Antisocial logo. I don't think it very closely resembles an A, but whatever, they replace it with that anyway. Here's a close-up of that like spacey logo. You can see there's like a tear in it with some claws. Very like 80s like retro esque font and then just feel in general. But I think this is one of the cooler designs. Still a pass for me, but one of the cooler ones. We also have a bunch of these like gradient tees. I'm not crazy about gradient stuff. Like, it'd have to be really cool for me to dig it. We also have these like acid wash ones that we saw earlier with the like @ sign. It says Antisocial below it and then Antisocial on the back. Not bad colorways, but just like I need an @ sign on my chest. Moving on, we also have this like full set for that kind of cluttered Antisocial bomb, I suppose. We have it coming in a hoodie, a t-shirt, and then also a hat. And not a whole lot to be said there. That's a lot of Antisocials. Moving forward, we got some more of that like 3D stuff we saw in the Lookbook, coming in a couple different colorways. Next up, we have this racing one where you have a race car on the front. You got some blue and purple stripes, and then Antisocial or ASSC up there, and I think it says Antisocial below it as well. I'm not sure if we do get a close-up, so we got that Antisocial all over it like usual. They also have Never Again, Never You on there. Kind of interesting spelling. I think it's kind of cool on the back also. I'll mention how they have it split top and bottom. The coloration varies there in the middle, almost looking like a Pepsi logo, I think it is, with the red and blue. But this is actually all that we have. These are all the leaks that we've got so far. So usually by this point we've gotten some teases of things that are pretty cool, but honestly with this collection there's not really anything that I've really even considered copying yet. Maybe the face mask, just because, you know, all the stuff going on, I also need a face mask. But other than that, there's really not any design that, you know, catches my eye. Whereas, you know, a lot of the seasons will have like at least one by now, or at least one teased by now. I just don't think the season is shaping up to be a good Antisocial one at all. And I will say, for the last couple seasons, I think Antisocial has been going downhill for the most part creatively, and that might just be because, like, when I first got into Antisocial, it was new to me. I hadn't seen all these designs over and over. Like, it seems now a lot of them are just, you know, copy and paste the same thing. So to me, I'm kind of like not interested in it, and definitely losing interest in it. I will also mention that I ordered a Antisocial Mastermind collaboration back in January. Still have not gotten it yet. Though I was able to reach out to customer service and they responded, which is nice, I guess. They said they're doing an investigation, but as always, shipping is a thing to be concerned about if you guys do decide to order from them. But like I said, this isn't everything in the collection, and we will have more stuff teased before Saturday, so be sure to keep an eye on their Instagram if you guys are looking forward to the other pieces. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.